Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for this full moon in Leo video. I will start by saying that it is a particularly strong full moon, given that it is in the sign of Leo, symbolized by the Strength card in the tarot deck. So, if we're looking at the full moon in and of itself, right, it symbolizes a peak of energetic expression, very high energy frequency. And that is, in a way, symbolized by fire, right? The fire element. So when you take the full moon and you put it in the sign of Leo, which is a fire sign, you get very strong energy flow. So, and because it relates to the moon, this can speak to our emotions, our emotional self, right? Feeling a lot of emotion, feeling a lot of fire energy within us. And I believe it's absolutely imperative that you that you harness and express this fire energy in such a way that is healthy, right? That is that makes for the proper expression and use of that fire energy, right? So absolutely, I would engage in fire activities like exercise, sweating. It's so important to sweat, right? Walks are great, but to actually get that fire burning, right? Think about fire. Think about a fireplace. Think about a campfire when you're looking into the fire pit, right? What do you feel? What do you sense? That's the sort of energetic expression that I think is important to mimic during this time, right? Because fire energy that's left to sort of broil inside of us can lead to these sort of other way of expressing fire energy, the other side of fire energy, right? Because every element has its positive manifestation and its negative manifestation, so to speak, negative. So, so if we're looking at fire energy, right, it speaks to pride, strength, resilience, right? The initiative, the courage that it takes to move forward in a certain direction. It speaks to presentation, right, of the self. Namely, if we're looking at the Strength card, we very much see that sort of feeling, right, that's emanated from the card. But that manifestation, right, of energy can also, when not properly harnessed and utilized and expressed in a healthy way, can lead to its other form of expression, right? Which sometimes can lead to feelings of anger, right? Feeling just at your boiling point, feeling, sometimes it can also lead to an expression of in some ways, right? It depends, but, and we see this also with the Strength card, it can also symbolize a potential sort of feeling of, I don't want to say arrogance, but somewhat of an overcompensation of that feeling of pride, of power, of, right? So it's this fine line between the positive wielding of fire energy and that which is not conducive, right, to our ultimate desire to manifest and create. Too much fire growing wildly out of control can destroy, right, as we see on the Tower card of the tarot deck. But fire, when tempered appropriately, when contained and channeled in a way that is truly positive, truly conducive, ultimately leads to creation, right? Fire being a very creative element to work with. So having said that, right, it's a beautiful time during this full moon in Leo to assess, right, how we wield our fire energy. Everybody has fire energy. Everyone has fire energy. Some people more than others, right, depending on the planetary placements in your chart, right? And if you don't know the planetary placements in your chart, I have a service on my website, alchemyandyou.com. You can click that. It's an astrological chart report and interpretation. You'll get a feel for your elemental composition as a whole. But regardless of that, everybody has fire. Everybody has a certain level of fire. So this is a beautiful time, again, to take a step back and think about how are we exerting our will, right? Is it in a healthy way for ourselves and for others? Is it being channeled in a way that's helping us create, right? Or is it inhibiting us? Is it sabotaging our growth in some sort of way, right? So to speak. So, full moon is oftentimes a period of fruition of whatever seed or intention we planted during the new moon period. And I will say this, right? In a month, we have one new moon and we have one full moon. But that's the micro cycle. There's also a macro cycle in terms of the year. So what it means is, yes, within every month, right, you have a new moon, you set an intention, it's a brand new slate, right? Taking advantage of those very fertile energies, which then in some shape or form culminates, brings illumination and fruition at the full moon in the same month. But when looking at the macro sort of stage of manifestation, right, we look at the yearly cycle. We look at the new moon in that year that corresponds to the full moon in that year, both within the same sign. So it means the new moon in Leo, which was 6 months ago, because they are always corresponding within a 6-month interval. The new moon in Leo corresponds to the full moon in Leo. So in a more macro way, think about what you were really focused on, trying to bring to fruition, right? During the new moon period in Leo 6 months ago. And whatever that is, right, it is now reaching its peak at this full moon that we have today. So that's why I think it's so incredibly important to keep track of the moon cycles, right? It's really stepping into the rhythm of our energies by way of the moon's course. So the next new moon will be coming up, I believe, at the end of this month. So stay tuned for that. I'll have a video on that to assess sort of the energies for each of the signs during that period of time, so you can make the most of that new beginning of a cycle for the moon. All right. Nonetheless, I'd love to get started here. There's a lot of beautiful energy to work with. I'm already feeling it, high intensity. So let's get right to it. All right. Let us start with Taurus. Hi, Taurus. How are you? Let me get a feel here. Okay, Taurus. These two cards want to come out. I'm going to pull them out. Ooh, wow, look at that. Look at that. Okay, you have the Daughter of Cups and the Magician. I was just going to say, as I was shuffling that, Taurus, I'm getting the sense that you're putting a key in an ignition of some sort. Like, you're ready. You're turning the key and you're getting ready to turn the fire up and get going in some shape or form, which is beautiful at this full moon period. Truly make use of this period of time. It's highly conducive with the energy of the moon, okay? Daughter of Cups. a new emotional cycle and journey that speaks to your creativity. This absolutely speaks to the mid-February reading that I had done for you guys. I remember that clearly. It was a lot of creative energy, the peak of a new cycle that it seemed you were embarking on as it related to your career. And out pops the Magician along with the Daughter of Cups. You are wielding your inner sort of alchemy. That's what's happening. You're taking all of your skills, okay, and you're getting a firm, almost rhythmic sort of understanding of how you want to wield those skills and how you want to manifest whatever it is that you have your sight set on, okay, your vision and your creative vision. I'm getting very creative energy here for you, Taurus, okay? This card wants to pop out. It's eyeing me. Daughter of Wands, yes, speaking to fire, the implementation of the emotional undercurrent, right, that pins this new beginning, the creative undercurrent that pins this new beginning. You have two daughters, daughter and daughter. The Daughter of Wands is in reverse, so I'm getting, right, that you are just getting ready to harness, to present in some sort of way, to finalize, to officialize the implementation of this process, of this new beginning. And I'm sensing it really speaks to you and who you are, your self-identity, the way that you see yourself and the way that you make use of your skills. Okay, really I'm getting that. And through some sort of creative means. Absolutely, Taurus. This is a beautiful, beautiful energy for you. Make use of it during the full moon period, as it seems you definitely will. Yes, yes. I'm going to pull one more card for you guys, all right? The deck was kind of speaking itself, so whoop, there we go. Oh, lovely, lovely, okay. Taurus. Four of Wands. Speaks to, and I'll show you the card here. What does it make you feel when you look at this card? What kind of vision do you get? It is an inspiring sort of vision of the future, of what we want to create, of the portal that we want to enter, this new way of living, this new means of doing things, this reinvention. I'm hearing reinvention so strongly, Taurus. And I remember you got that theme coming through for you in your mid-February reading that we did. So, reinvention of the way that things have been done in the past, that things were done. You are now, I'm sensing, well-formed, especially with the Magician. You are in your element in terms of understanding your elements, understanding what you, in a way, bring to the table, so to speak, right? And these energies are so powerful together, Taurus, so powerful together. You're entering a completely new direction, and you're right on the brink of it. You are right on the brink of it, okay? So charge forward, all power to you, strength at the bottom of the deck, right? I didn't shuffle, I guess, moving that card, but I intuitively flipped over the deck, so I will definitely consider this energy, and I'm feeling it strongly for you anyways, okay? So strength is what is empowering and pushing, propelling you forward into this new beginning. And a creative one at that, a very creative one. All right, Taurus? Beautiful. Enjoy the full moon period. Bask in the moon's light and glory. I will be back with a March. Ooh, how exciting. March is already around the corner here. March reading next week, most likely. So stay tuned for that, and I look forward to seeing you guys then. All right? Bye, Taurus. Oh, before I forget, yes, also, I usually mention this, but I'll mention it again for those who might not know. Definitely check into your ascendant, rising, or moon sign, as those can oftentimes be even more accurate or further insightful in some shape or form with your situation. I know that I resonate usually even more with my moon sign than my sun sign. Okay, so checking those signs out as well can provide some sort of further insight for you. If you don't know your ascendant rising or moon sign, you can check the link below in the description that I provide here. Just put in your details, birthday, birth time, birthplace, and it will compute it for you. I will say this though, make sure that the time is right, even down to the minute, because oftentimes that can change your rising or ascendant sign, and sometimes your moon as well, right? So play around with the numbers, see what you kind of get, and it's a great way to kind of learn more about yourself and even your elements as well. Okay, thank you so much, Taurus, again. Enjoy the full moon, and I'll see you next week. Bye.